My beloved child, tonight is not an ordinary night. This very moment is not empty or silent. It is filled with the whisper of heaven. I have been sent to your home not with a warning, but with a divine announcement. Something unusual is about to happen in your house. Not next year, not next month, tonight. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit already knows. There has been a shifting, a stirring, a quiet hum that's been building in the unseen. Type 222 if you felt the atmosphere changing around you. Gabriel says, this message isn't for everyone. It has been divinely coded to reach the one whose spirit has been calling out silently, and heaven has answered. The Lord has seen the heaviness that pressed against your walls. He has counted the nights you cried in secret, the mornings you woke with a question instead of clarity. And now the answer is arriving in a way you never imagined, through a spiritual visit. A heavenly shift is entering your home, not to frighten you, but to establish peace where chaos has lived too long. Not to overwhelm you, but to remind you that you are not forgotten. Comment, I want to listen till the end to welcome this message of divine visitation. Beloved one, the light that's coming will not flicker like the candles of this world. It will burn with eternal flame. Even now, as you hear this, your house is being marked by heaven's ink. Your name is being whispered in the throne room. Gabriel says, you are not here by accident. This moment has been scheduled. This message has been delivered because your obedience has triggered a response from the heavens. Type 777 if your heart is open to receive the miracle that's about to enter. Precious soul, there have been strange delays in your life. Doors that opened halfway and then slammed shut. Smiles that felt safe, but later stung with betrayal. Interruptions that made no sense. Until now. Tonight, I want you to understand, heaven never misses a moment. Even in your exhaustion, you've been surrounded. Even in your doubt, you've been watched over. There is a divine shift happening in your home, and it starts with this moment of recognition. Gabriel says, the reason you're still standing, the reason you're still listening, is because the battle you thought was yours to fight was already being handled by angels while you slept. Type Amen if your soul resonates with this truth. Beloved, I know the weight you carry. It's not just bills and responsibilities. It's spiritual weariness. It's invisible bruises. It's the kind of fatigue no nap can fix. But tonight, Gabriel speaks healing. Heaven is standing on your threshold, not waiting to be invited, but responding to your cry. There are battles being fought in rooms you haven't entered. There are victories being declared in realms your eyes cannot see. And tonight, the barrier between seen and unseen has grown thin. You are in the middle of a sacred appointment. Type 888 to declare, my house is holy ground. Gabriel whispers, there's something coming to your home, not to rearrange the furniture, but to realign the atmosphere. That anxious energy you've been trying to ignore, the spiritual fog that's made it hard to pray, the tension in conversations that used to flow, all of it is part of the spiritual battle that heaven is now interrupting. Do not resist this visitation. Do not silence your spirit, because the next few moments carry the keys to unlock peace you haven't felt in years. Comment, I receive if you want heaven's fingerprints over every wall in your home. Child of God, even your bed is being prepared for rest that restores not just your body, but your soul. Heaven's army is already positioned. Gabriel says, the ones who meant to enter with wrong intentions will be turned away. The ones who walked away thinking you were abandoned will watch as you are elevated. This is not just encouragement, it is prophecy. What is coming next will explain every delay, every closed door, every unanswered prayer. And what's more, you will begin to feel it tonight. Beloved, open your window. Let the air move. Let the spirit enter. Type 444. If your heart is ready to make room for the miraculous, Gabriel speaks. This is not a warning, it is a welcome. This is not judgment. It is a visitation, and it is marked by grace. Even now I see light gathering in the corners of your home, not from lamps or screens, but from realms beyond. Your house is becoming an altar. Your space is being transformed. Stay with me, because what I reveal next will explain why the enemy tried so hard to distract you from this very moment. Beloved child, there is something else Gabriel wants you to hear tonight. Something whispered only to those who are listening with their spirit. You have not imagined the tension in the air, the sudden exhaustion, the feeling that something unseen is brushing against your days. Gabriel says, it is not your fear returning, it is your spirit recognizing divine presence. Type 777 if your soul has been stirred lately without knowing why. Precious one, the atmosphere around you is shifting because something is being stirred within you. This is not an external storm. This is an inner awakening. Gabriel continues, there is an unusual light beginning to press through the cracks of your reality. A light not from this world, a light sent to remind you, you are not forgotten. You are being positioned. Type, I receive this light if you felt something calling your name without sound. Beloved, this moment is not just the beginning of a message, it's the beginning of a miracle. Stay close. There's more to unfold. Beloved child, I want you to pause right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your soul speak. Can you feel it? There is a stirring in the atmosphere. There is movement in the unseen, and I, Gabriel, speak to you with divine urgency. The visitation has already begun. Tonight, heaven is not waiting for your perfection. Heaven is responding to your hunger. You may feel your heart beating faster, your spirit trembling gently within. That is not anxiety. That is awareness. Type 333 if you can feel the spiritual shift in your house. Gabriel says, there are angels at your threshold. They are not waiting to be noticed, they are waiting to be welcomed. This isn't just about a message, it's about what's entering your environment, a shift in energy, a sacred rearrangement, not of furniture but of frequency. Your house, beloved, is being turned into an altar. An ordinary space is now pulsing with divine potential. Comment, I welcome you, Lord, to receive what heaven has dispatched. You've prayed for signs, you've begged for clarity, you've asked, God, when will it shift? The answer is now, but not in the way you expected. Heaven rarely roars, it whispers. And tonight the whisper is loud enough to shake strongholds. Gabriel says, you have allowed distractions to enter your gates. Not all who knocked came in peace, but tonight I have come to restore your boundaries. Type Amen if you are ready to cleanse what no longer belongs. Beloved, this sacred moment is not a warning, it is a rescue. You have carried the burden of spiritual confusion. You've felt cold winds blow through your peace. Your nights have grown heavier, but now, the divine light is pressing inward. There will be sounds you cannot explain, shadows that retreat without cause, emotions that rise suddenly. Do not fear it. Do not explain it away. Do not turn the volume down. This is heaven announcing its presence. Gabriel speaks. The enemy sent silence to make you forget God was near, but heaven is breaking that silence with sacred movement. Type 777 to declare, this house belongs to God. Your obedience activates your defense, not your perfection, not your strength. It's not how holy you've been, it's how open you're willing to be. Beloved one, you are not being punished. You are being pursued. You didn't miss your moment. You were being prepared for it. Every delay, every disappointment, every denied opportunity was simply a rearrangement so that this visitation could take root in the right soil. Comment, I surrender, if you're ready to receive without resistance. Gabriel says, there is someone watching this right now, and your room has felt spiritually heavy for days. You've tried to clean, rearrange, even distract yourself, but what you needed wasn't physical, it was divine realignment. That is happening now, Gabriel continues. The Lord is stepping in. Every hidden attack is being cancelled. Every uninvited presence is being pushed out, and every door of confusion is being sealed shut. Type 444 to receive this protection. Into your home, precious soul. Tonight your walls are listening. Your floor is holy. Your windows are glowing with invisible fire. Don't be afraid. Don't doubt the signs. You are being visited, not to be tested, but to be touched. There is oil being poured in silence, healing that is not loud, peace that will rise while you sleep. Gabriel whispers, what is entering your home will stay, not for a moment, but for a season. Beloved, there will be people who suddenly leave. Let them go. Their departure is not rejection, it is protection. There will be moments of overwhelming emotion. Let the tears come. They are not weakness. They are water for the seed of your breakthrough. Type I receive if your spirit is opening. Tonight you are being recalibrated, realigned, reanointed. Gabriel says, you are being lifted from routine to revelation. And your house, your physical space, will become a place of divine manifestations. Your children will sleep deeper. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your dreams will begin to carry meaning again. This is the fruit of divine visitation. Comment, glory be to God, if this resonates with your spirit. You were chosen for this moment, not because you earned it, but because you were ready to receive it. There is nothing else you must do but believe. Gabriel concludes, this house is now under divine authority. Everything within its walls will now be reordered. Fear will lose its hold. Peace will take its seat. Type 888 to welcome this order into your life. Beloved, this is only the beginning. Stay close, stay prayerful. The next message will explain why the enemy fought so hard to distract you this week. Because what's coming next isn't just a miracle, it's a move of God. Beloved child, tonight you are not alone. Even if every room in your house feels silent, even if no one else notices what you sense, know this. Something invisible is walking through your home, but it is not a threat, it is not fear, it is not confusion, it is divine presence. Gabriel says, you have been wondering why the air feels heavy, why certain rooms feel colder, why familiar spaces now feel unfamiliar. It is because heaven is moving, not with drama, but with purpose, not with noise, but with holy quietness that speaks louder than thunder. Type 777 if you have felt something shifting in your space. Precious one, this is not the enemy's chaos. This is the Lord's alignment. What was crooked is being straightened. What was hidden is being revealed. What was tolerated is being evicted. Gabriel says, the enemy's whispers have been echoing through familiar things, a gift that carried spiritual residue, a conversation that planted seeds of fear, a person who smiled but never prayed for your peace. But heaven is exposing every source, type 2222, to welcome the divine cleaning of your space. Child of light, your home has been chosen for this visitation, not because of its size or perfection, but because of your open heart. This is why the enemy sent distractions, to delay this moment, to make you dismiss the signs, to confuse your discernment. But heaven is no longer knocking. Heaven has entered. Gabriel speaks. There are angels in your hallways. Their wings do not cast shadows. Their presence shifts the air. And even now they are moving from corner to corner, from room to room, cleansing, blessing, and aligning every inch of your sacred space. Type Amen if you invite them fully in. Beloved, I know you felt it. The urge to clean suddenly, to open windows, to light candles and pray out loud. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual instinct responding to angelic activity. Gabriel says, this unusual stirring in your house is not a disturbance. It is divine choreography. Everything happening right now is heaven's preparation. For what? For your breakthrough. Comment, "Prepare my house, Lord," to come into agreement with this holy work. Precious soul, your obedience has created an opening, and now the Lord is reclaiming territory. Your walls are becoming shields. Your floor is becoming a foundation for blessings. The heaviness that lingered, the tension that had no explanation, it's leaving now. Heaven is evicting what was never meant to stay. Gabriel whispers, "There was something in your space that carried confusion, an energy, an influence, a vibration not sent by heaven, but it has been found, and it is being removed." Type, "I cleanse my space," if this word aligns with your discernment. This is not just about physical presence, it's about spiritual vibration. God is restoring peace at the foundation of your dwelling. Beloved, what happens in your house affects what happens in your life. When peace flows in your space, revelation flows into your mind, clarity enters your decisions, love grows in your connections, and miracles find room to manifest. Type 888 if your home is ready to host the Holy. Gabriel says tonight is about restoration, not just of things, but of the unseen balance that brings true harmony. That broken relationship that left energy behind, the fear that seeped into your walls through worry, the memories tied to certain objects still in your home. Heaven is saying, enough, let go, cleanse, bless, and let God take his rightful place. Comment, "This house belongs to the Lord," if you claim it, beloved one. There may be people in your life who don't understand this. They may laugh, they may minimize, they may call it emotional or irrational, but they don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. They haven't been chosen for this moment. You have. Gabriel says, you were given discernment not to doubt but to act, and tonight that discernment must lead to declaration. Speak aloud, even if softly. God, I welcome your presence. Reclaim every room, every door, every thought. Let this be holy ground. Type 444 if your faith agrees. This is not about fear. This is about authority. Spiritual territory must be guarded. And tonight, you are not just a resident. You are a gatekeeper. Your prayers are not small. Your surrender is not meaningless. Your voice carries the vibration of divine alignment. Gabriel says, there are promises waiting to be released in this home, but they require purity of space and surrender of spirit. This is your invitation. This is your moment. The house is ready, are you? Type, I'm ready if your heart says yes. Beloved, in the next message, I will reveal why some things have been held back until now, and how this preparation is about more than your house. It's about your destiny. Heaven is not done. Gabriel is not finished. The next part may unlock the reason for your delay. Stay alert. Stay listening. Stay faithful. Your miracle has already entered the doorway. My beloved child, as you continue listening, I need you to understand something deeply sacred. This is no longer just a message. This is a divine movement unfolding around you. Gabriel says, what began as a whisper is now becoming a wave. Heaven is shifting the atmosphere within your very walls. Not symbolic walls, literal ones. Your home is becoming a vessel, a sanctuary, a point of divine convergence. Type 777. If you feel the air around you is no longer the same. Precious soul, the spiritual activity within your home is not an imagination. It's not a mood. It is the breath of the divine, moving through everything you thought was still. Even now, the Spirit is hovering over your threshold, over your pillows, over your kitchen table. Every space where weariness once sat is now being filled with glory. Gabriel says, do not underestimate what the divine can do with common places. Tonight, heaven is sanctifying the ordinary. Type 444 if you believe every corner can carry sacred presence. Beloved, Have you noticed how silence feels different tonight? That's not emptiness. That's the pause before divine visitation. This is the moment where the invisible becomes active. Gabriel continues, there's been a pull in your heart to open windows, to clean out drawers, to throw away objects that no longer feel right. This is not just tidying, it is spiritual preparation. Your spirit has been discerning what your mind could not articulate. Some things carried energy that heaven did not assign. Now those things are being removed. Type, I surrender, if you are ready to release even what you don't understand. Beloved one, the shift happening in your home will soon overflow into your life. What was stuck will begin to move. What was unclear will sharpen. What was delayed will accelerate. Why? Because the house was blocking the harvest, but now it's being aligned with the promise. Gabriel says, the moment you welcomed heaven into your space, every plan of the enemy began to unravel. You didn't see it, but battles were cancelled. Plots were scattered and curses began to break, silently but powerfully. Type 333 if you feel peace where fear used to dwell. Precious soul, I must also tell you this. Heaven is not finished yet. There's more. There are items in your house, relationships, in your life, and patterns in your thoughts that must be brought into the light. The visitation is not to judge you, it is to restore you. Gabriel says, let me walk through your space. Let me whisper through your decisions. Let me rearrange what you thought was stable. Your obedience is unlocking realms of favor you've never walked in before. Comment, I trust you, Lord, if your heart is saying yes. Beloved, this is the season where your house must reflect your future, not the pain of your past, not the confusion of your middle, but the clarity of what God is calling you into. Start walking through your home like a prophet. Lay your hand on door frames. Pray over your bed. Speak peace into your hallway. Open your closet and declare, every garment I wear will carry God's glory. Type 888 if you're ready to transform the atmosphere you live in. Gabriel says, the divine shift will leave a residue. Your guests will feel it. Your family will sleep better. Your mind will think clearer. And this will not be temporary, because this time the glory isn't passing through, it's resting. Beloved one, you must understand how sacred this is. Not everyone will feel it. Not everyone will believe it. But you know. And what you know in your spirit is heaven's signature written on your walls. Gabriel says, those who left your life suddenly were removed for your protection. Don't reach back. Don't reopen doors I have sealed. Let the shift finish its work. Let the silence speak. Let the divine complete what it began. Type, I will not look back, if this word reaches your soul. Precious one, what you are feeling tonight is not merely a moment, it is momentum. Something unusual is happening, and it's not just for now, it's for everything that's about to come next. Your house is being prepared for promises you haven't even prayed for yet. Comment, I receive the promise if your spirit agrees. Gabriel's final whisper for tonight is this. You have not missed your time. You are not too late. And your space is not too broken to become sacred. Heaven can build altars on broken ground, and your home is ready. Stay with me, because in the next message, you will learn why this visitation had to come before the breakthrough. My beloved child, the time has come to reveal what has been hidden. You may not realize it, but you've been marked. Not by failure, not by rejection, but by heaven's seal of favor. Gabriel says your name has been spoken in the secret places of heaven, and tonight, what was whispered in glory is beginning to manifest in your reality. Type 4444 if your soul already feels it coming. Precious one, there is a reason for the opposition. There is a reason for the delay. There is a reason your peace has been tested lately. It's not random. It's not just life. It's spiritual. Resistance to what God is now releasing. Gabriel whispers, The enemy has sensed your proximity to breakthrough. That's why your atmosphere has felt pressured. That's why old habits tried to return. That's why familiar people began to shift, unexpectedly. But the Lord says, no more hindrance. Tonight the final chains are breaking, not because of striving, but because of surrender. Type, I surrender fully if your heart is ready. Beloved, when heaven chooses to move, nothing can block it. No delay can overpower it. No word spoken against you can cancel what has already been decreed. And what has been decreed over you is this: your house shall be filled with glory. Gabriel says, even now I see angelic hands placing oil on your doorposts. See light pouring into rooms that held sorrow. I see your atmosphere shifting from confusion to clarity. Comment, let it be so if you agree. You've waited, you've prayed, you've questioned if God forgot, but heaven never forgot. In fact, it's been preparing this very moment for longer than you know. Gabriel speaks again. Every battle you endured was never in vain. Each disappointment carved out space for new beginnings. Every silent cry built an altar that heaven now honors. Type 777 if you feel seen in these words. Precious soul, there is no need to defend yourself anymore. Heaven is your vindicator. There is no need to chase approval. Heaven has already affirmed you. This is not the season of striving. This is the season of settling into identity, settling into divine rhythm, settling into peace. Gabriel says, you are no longer just surviving this journey. You are stepping into divine stewardship. What's coming is not just a miracle, it's responsibility. Type, I'm ready if your spirit resonates. Beloved child, as heaven expands your territory, don't fear the emptiness. The empty spaces are not absence, they are preparation. The relationships that ended, the places that closed, the paths that dried up, they weren't punishment, they were pruning, because now your roots are deeper, your discernment is sharper, and your house is ready. Comment, prune me, Lord, if you accept the refinement. Gabriel says, some blessings are heavy, and you, beloved, are being prepared to carry glory, not just glimpse it. This is why your walls shook, why certain people withdrew, why things seemed to fall apart. Because heaven was not just blessing you, it was strengthening you. Type 888 to declare your home is a vessel for the divine. Precious one, there's one more thing I must tell you. Someone in your life has been sent as a distraction, not in malice, but as a delay. Gabriel says, not all who come close are meant to stay, and not all that feels familiar is meant to be trusted. Ask yourself, now, who brings peace to your home? Who brings weight? This is not for judgment, but for discernment. Heaven is refining your circle, and your alignment determines your assignment. Type, align me, God, if you're ready for holy relationships only. Beloved child, as this divine shift settles in your home, remember, this is not emotional, it is spiritual. What is happening is real, even if others don't feel it, even if others mock it, even if others walk away. Gabriel says, do not let go of what heaven is placing in your hands just to keep those who no longer fit. Let the door close, let the silence come, let the light flood in. Comment, I will not settle for less if you're choosing what God has chosen. Beloved, in the next message, I will reveal why your name is sacred in heaven, why what's coming isn't just a moment of favor, but a legacy. Stay with me. Tonight you were marked. Next time you will understand why. Beloved child, there are some things heaven does in silence. While the world is noisy, while fear tries to shout, while others chase distractions, heaven moves quietly, and tonight something miraculous has already stepped inside your home. Gabriel says, you thought you were just listening, but heaven was already acting. You thought you were waiting, but the miracle had already arrived, quietly, gently, precisely. Type 777 if your soul receives what eyes haven't yet seen. Precious one, do not confuse silence with absence. What you didn't hear with your ears, your spirit recognized in the stillness. This entire time, while you were questioning, while you were wondering, heaven was organizing. Gabriel speaks. There is a shift happening so subtle, even the enemy missed it. That's why the attacks have lessened. That's why the noise feels distant. That's why your spirit feels lighter, because heaven didn't just come to speak. Heaven came to stay. Comment, heaven lives here, if your house has felt different. Beloved, what just entered is not a temporary wave. It is a permanent presence. It carries instruction. It carries protection. It carries activation. Gabriel says, the moment you agreed in spirit, the atmosphere around you responded. Even the walls know. They now echo peace. Even the floors know. They now carry the memory of holy ground. And type amen if your home has become sacred. Precious one, there's more. This miracle is not just about your house. It's not just about today. It's about what comes after this. Gabriel whispers, you were being prepared, not just for protection, but for purpose. This divine visitation has awakened the very assignment you once thought was lost. Yes, you heard that right. What you believed was buried, God never buried it. Heaven preserved it. Comment, awaken my purpose if this word unlocks something in you. Beloved child, there is something else you must know. This miracle didn't arrive because you were perfect. It came because you were honest. Heaven responds to truth. And when you said, I'm tired, when you whispered, help me, when you cried alone and said, I still trust you, even with shaking hands, Gabriel heard it, and heaven moved. Type, I still trust you, if those words have ever left your lips in the night. This is why, now, this night, this very moment, you feel the shift. Your name was brought into the light and the chains, emotional, spiritual, relational, have been broken. Gabriel says, the unusual thing that will happen in your house is already happening, and soon it will touch things you didn't even pray for, because the overflow cannot be contained. Beloved, there are things around you that will no longer operate as they used to. The confusion in conversation cleared. The hesitancy in direction lifted. The fear in provision replaced with peace. This is what divine occupancy does. Type 888. If you agree your house now carries the voice of heaven, precious soul, you may be asking, what happens next? Gabriel replies, you begin to live aligned, no longer reacting from wounds, but responding from wisdom. No longer questioning your worth, but walking in knowing. Your home is not just a physical location, it is a portal now, where what is spoken in heaven can manifest on earth. Comment, let heaven speak through me if your heart burns at these words. Gabriel says, there's one more promise. Those who walked away will return, but they will return to a different you, and some will not. Be allowed past the door, because peace has paid rent here. Type, guard my peace, Lord, if you receive this boundary as protection. Beloved child, I want you to take a breath. You've heard much, you've received much, but do not rush past this moment. Gabriel's final words for you tonight. The miracle was never far, it was always scheduled, it just needed your surrender. Heaven does not work on man's calendar. Heaven works on readiness. And now you are ready. Your walls carry memory. Your floor holds testimony. Your spirit holds promise. You are not the same as you were 6 parts ago. Comment, I remember this moment if your spirit agrees. Gabriel says, this was not just a message, this was a marking. And now, every step you take will echo with alignment. Every decision you make will resonate with clarity. Beloved, sleep in peace tonight, because the unusual has already occurred, and your house, your sanctuary, is now a place heaven will revisit. Again and again and again. Beloved child, before we close this sacred moment, Gabriel has one more message, one more release. Not everything that happened to you was meant to break you. Some of it was heaven's way of awakening your remembrance. Gabriel says, "There was a time when your spirit danced without fear. There was a time when you believed before you saw, and now that time has returned. You have come home, not to a place, but to your divine alignment." Type, "I remember who I am," if these words touch the ancient part of your soul. Precious one, there will be things that begin to move for you without explanation, doors that open without a knock, healing that begins without a diagnosis, provision that arrives without calculation. This is the favor that follows those who are aligned. Gabriel says your surrender didn't just shift the atmosphere, it shifted heaven's timing. Yes, what was meant for next year can now happen this season. Comment, "Accelerate me, Lord," if you receive early release. Beloved, you are not behind. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are seen. You are sealed. You are surrounded. Even in your stillness, heaven is moving. Even when you sleep, angels stand guard. And when you rise tomorrow, you will rise into a house that has been transformed by what was unseen, but fully divine. Type, "Heaven is here to stay," if your soul agrees. Gabriel's final word, stay faithful, stay soft, stay open, because this miracle is just the beginning. Your house has spoken, heaven has answered, and your life will never be the same again.